You're holding your baby and suddenly they lock eyes with you. Not a quick glance, a full, unblinking stare. It can feel sweet, funny, and if we're honest, a little intense. Some parents joke that it feels like being evaluated, like your baby is thinking, I see you, all of you. This happens to almost every parent, and for a long time, the explanation was simple. Babies stare because they can't see very well. That part is true, at first. Newborns see best at about 8 to 12 inches away, which just happens to be the distance between your face and theirs during feeding or cuddling. Your face is clear. Everything else is blurry. But here's the part that made researchers rethink that explanation. By around 3 months, a baby's vision improves dramatically. They can see farther, they can track movement, they can notice objects across the room. And yet, even then, they still keep choosing faces, especially your face. So the stare isn't just about eyesight, it's about priority. Modern research suggests that when babies stare at you, they're not zoning out or randomly fixating, they're doing something foundational. That stare is part of how awareness, connection, and learning come online. In 2017, researchers at the University of Cambridge looked at what happens inside the brain during face-to-face interactions between adults and infants. They used a safe, non-invasive method to measure brain activity while babies and adults played, talked, and looked at each other. What they found surprised a lot of people. When a baby locks eyes with an adult, especially during calm, responsive interaction, the patterns of activity in their brains begin to line up. The rhythms start to sync. Scientists call this neural coupling, but you can think of it like two metronomes slowly ticking together. This synchronization is strongest during mutual gaze, when both people are really present with each other, and it turns out to be one of the strongest examples of brain-to-brain alignment ever recorded between different age groups. Here's why that matters. Your baby's brain is still under construction. Systems for attention, emotional control, and social understanding are just beginning to form. Your adult brain, which already knows how to regulate emotion and focus attention, provides a kind of living template, not because you're teaching on purpose, but because your steady rhythms give their brain something to learn from. When your baby stares at you, it's as if their nervous system is saying, "Sync with me, show me how this works." Parents often notice another detail that can feel confusing. Babies sometimes stare longer at strangers than at their own caregivers. At the grocery store, at a family gathering, a baby might lock on to someone new and just study them. That can sting a little, but cognitively, it makes perfect sense. Babies stare longer at things that don't match what they expect. A stranger is a puzzle. New face, new voice, new expressions. Their brain hasn't processed this data yet. By contrast, by 3 months of age, a baby has already spent thousands of hours looking at their primary caregiver's face during feeding, soothing, changing, and those quiet moments where nothing else is happening. Your face isn't boring, it's familiar, partially mapped, and that familiarity is a sign of attachment, not disinterest. As babies grow, the stare becomes more sophisticated. Around 5 months, many infants can tell the difference between a genuine smile and one that doesn't quite match the eyes. Around 6 months, they begin using social referencing. That means they look to you to decide how to react. A loud noise happens, a strange object appears, your baby freezes, looks at your face, and waits. If you look calm, they relax. If you look scared, they hesitate. Your expression becomes their emotional compass. In that sense, your face functions like an external hard drive for their nervous system. They don't yet have the internal capacity to fully regulate themselves, so they borrow yours. When they stare, they're asking, "How should I feel about this?" One of the clearest demonstrations of how active babies are in this emotional exchange comes from a classic study known as the still face experiment. In the 1970s, psychologist Edward Tronick asked caregivers to play normally with their babies, smiling and responding. Then, without warning, the caregiver was instructed to hold a neutral, unresponsive expression. The baby's reaction is immediate. They try to re-engage. They smile, vocalize, wave their arms. Within a short time, many babies show clear signs of stress. Their bodies react. If the lack of response continues, some babies eventually shut down, turning away and going quiet. This experiment isn't meant to scare parents or suggest you need to be emotionally available every second of the day. Real life includes exhaustion, distraction, and moments where you're just doing your best. What it shows is something simpler and more important. Babies expect connection because they are wired for it. They are active participants in an ongoing emotional conversation. That brings us to brain development. Researchers studying early learning often talk about contingent interaction. That just means your baby does something and you respond in a way that matches it. They look at you, you look back, they coo, you answer. They raise their eyebrows, you mirror it, and maybe say a few words. These small, ordinary exchanges are not small to the brain. They're linked to growth in areas involved in attention, emotional regulation, and social understanding. In particular, they help lay foundations in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that eventually supports planning, decision-making, and self-control. When your baby stares and you respond, you're helping them practice calming down, focusing, and reading another human being. It's not about doing it perfectly, it's about doing it often enough. Because gaze is so central to development, patterns around eye contact can sometimes be informative. Consistently avoiding eye contact or seeming to look through people rather than at them can be one of several early signs that a baby may be developing differently. This doesn't mean something is wrong, and it's never about a single moment. It's about patterns over time. The reason professionals pay attention to this early is because the first 2 years of life are a period of intense brain plasticity. The brain is especially responsive to support. Identifying concerns earlier can open doors to help that's harder to replicate later. And sometimes differences in gaze are related to vision, not social development at all, which is why checking in is always a good step. So, what should you do when your baby stares at you? The answer is refreshingly simple. Meet their gaze when you can. Soften your face. Respond with warmth. Give them a moment, and then let them look away when they need a break. Looking away is not rejection. It's often just regulation. From an evolutionary perspective, this all makes sense. For thousands of years, human babies have been very good at one thing: pulling adults into connection. Those wide eyes are not accidental. They are a social interface designed to keep a caregiver close. When your baby stares at you, they are not judging you. They are studying how to be human. They are learning how safety feels like, how emotions move across a face, and how connection works. That tiny, intense look is not pressure. It's an invitation. And the quiet truth is, you don't need to do anything extraordinary to answer it. Just being there, being real, and looking back is already doing the work.